So, everybody's in a buzz about this coronavirus situation. Um, we had a meeting at my place of employment, and we were talking about how it's affecting business. People can't travel, people are canceling out on commitments and that kind of thing. And it's really hit us hard and heavy. And it's kind of interesting because I'm wondering just how much impact this thing is going to have. We already know about the traveling and whatnot, all kind of major events that the city would normally throw, like South by Southwest Music Film Festival. That's been canceled. I hear about the rodeo in Houston. That's been canceled. And so all kind of things like that is going on. And we're having to cut back drastically on our spending because we don't know when business will pick up. They're not, they don't really have a clue when this thing will blow over. And also, they say that it's on the rise. And I find that kind of interesting. And I say that to say this. Uh, I just see a lot of sequences of events that led up to this. And mind you, it's supposed to be worldwide. Like there's a county in New York, I forget the name of it, that's almost on complete lockdown, but you can look that up. They say the entire region of Italy is almost in the same predicament. This virus thing is spreading. You probably already heard about members of the Republican Party possibly exposing Donald Trump to this virus, and I'm going to talk about him in a minute because he's very significant, in my opinion, about this whole fiasco going down the way it has. So you got stores selling out of hand sanitizer and all kind of cleaning products. Now they say even toilet paper is selling out in a lot of places, and people are panicking. Of course, you know what's going on with the stock market. Uh, it's strange, but it might. I wouldn't be surprised if people start losing jobs. I hope not. They talked about where I work about hiring freezes for now, even though we need help. Certain positions, they're freezing the hiring because we're trying to save as much money as we can, including payroll dollars. But it's strange. I mean, rewind a little bit. Your president, who doesn't believe he should be subjected to testing for the virus, he gets in office and he starts talking all this crap about tariffs for all these foreign countries, important taxes, what have you, that kind of thing. And so it didn't dawn on him that all anybody would have to do is put tariffs on the U.S. to nullify the tariffs he places on whoever. So that didn't dawn on him. Of course, why would it? I mean, of he's not the sharpest tool in a box. I mean, the guy's, in the realm of sharpness, he's probably about as sharp as a bowling ball. And I usually don't bash people, public figures. I mean, even politicians, they do what they do, and the majority of them are evil and self-centered and self-serving. Don't give a damn about the public, whether you Democrat or Republic. Nobody really cares about you. I always say the difference between a Republican and a Democrat from my personal perspective. Now, granted, I'm of the African American race. So my perspective might not be your perspective, especially if you're not my race or what have you. But I always say the difference between a Republican politician and a Democrat politician is that Republicans don't like me, and they make it plain and simple. They put it out there. Democrats don't like me, but they pretend not like they do just so they can get my vote. I mean, black people are usually expected to vote Democrat anyway, right? So, I don't know, maybe if you look at it like that, we could argue that Democrats might even be more evil. I mean, that's a greater level of deception. Pretending that you like me when you really don't, instead of letting me know up front that you don't like me. But anyway, so these tariffs get put on China. Fast forward a little bit, almost time for the elections. Some doctor over in China, and this whole coronavirus thing, it's been in existence. But why all of a sudden is this doctor dude in China screwing around with this virus? I mean, what is he doing? I don't know. But all of a sudden, he passes away. He dies, and he was supposedly in a process of trying to let the government know, like, about a possible outbreak, people exposed. But coincidentally, he dies before he gets a chance. Technically, the government over in China, they do whatever they can to contain and corral the people who may have been exposed, but lo and behold, some of them accidentally get away, right? So now they get away and they go to different parts of the world, and the virus gets spread. I'm hearing all kind of stories about some guy that went on an expedition, a trip to Egypt, came back with and then some dude went to Israel, a synagogue in Israel, and came back with the virus. All these people just going to these different places and coming back with it. How about that? So this thing stems from China. And quite coincidentally, because of the spread of this thing, and it shut down a lot of different tools of the industry, like travel and that kind of thing. The economy starts to suffer and suffer badly. And because of that, people are panicking. And when it comes to human nature, that's what it does best. I mean, it panics. It blows things out of proportion. Give it some news, and it's inclined to think the worst possible scenario is going to occur. That's what human nature does, right? Yeah, that's what it does. So, meanwhile, this thing is spreading and it's growing. This virus all over the world. Um, coincidentally, coincidentally, the place where it got its jump start from, China, supposedly they've reached a peak already, and now over there, where it stems from, it's on the decline. It's how about that? Isn't that interesting? Everywhere else in the world, it's increasing, but over there, it's reached this peak, and now it's going downhill. Interesting. So, in this meeting we had, there was some further discussion, and we started talking about what we're going to do to batten down the hatches and try to spend as less money as possible because business took a nosedive, and they started talking about benefits. And, they started talking about, if you're feeling weird, call the doctor first and give the doctor a description of your symptoms and blah, blah, blah. And then they'll schedule you or something like that to come in. And they started talking about our co-pays and other things like that having to do with our medical insurance. And then it was mentioned about our pharmaceutical benefits, and to go online and register. So, like, if you have to go to the doctor to get your medicine, would be a quicker and easier situation if you're registered with this particular online with this company that we use. It'll make the process easier to get your medicine quicker, what have you. And as we were talking, the topic came up about the medicines. Guess what? They were saying all these medicines are made in China. A good bulk majority of these medicines, these pills or what have you, are manufactured in China. Wow, how about that? So it's like, okay, this disease gets its origin from over there. Well, not its origin, but this outbreak origin from over there. Coincidentally, they manufacture the medicine to be shipped over here that we use when we go to our pharmacies after our doctors prescribe us whatever he prescribes us or she prescribes us. The medicines come from China, manufactured in China. What else is made in China? Just about everything. So much is made in China. Why in the heck would you screw with China with all this nonsense about tariffs? And I mean, again, I don't bash politicians, except, like I may have said a little bit earlier, I do a little comic strip, with a little satire and humor and that kind of thing, but not from a vantage point of hate or hostility, but just to get a laugh, try to lighten up the situation, because we know what we're dealing with. We know what we have, and hopefully we know what we don't have in the Oval Office. But this guy takes the cake. I mean, I'm however many terms ago, we all thought George Bush Jr. wasn't that bright. But good grief. This dude here, he's in a class all by himself when it comes to being stupid. He's in a class all by himself. I mean, the fact that you're evil is one thing, and that's bad enough. I mean, most of them are evil. I mean, look at the way these politicians squawk at each other, at each other's throats. They have hidden agendas. They're all evil, but when you have a combination of evil and stupid, I mean, that's a pretty, I dare say, deadly combination. Why would you mess with China, of all nations? Somebody that's responsible for just about everything. I mean, go around your house or wherever you roam around and just check things out and find a little sticker or tag or what have you and see where it's made. Asia, China in particular. Why would you mess with China, man? And now they could have us in quite a pickle, especially considering so much that's made over there that they have to ship over here to make our lives easy and comfortable. The clothes you wear. Why are you messing with China? Oh, interestingly enough, it was also said that a vaccine, that they have a vaccine. However, it has to test, they have to test it. And they, I don't know what tests as far as a vaccine, what that would entail. Lab rats, maybe, monkeys. At some point, they would have to apply it to humans. But, they have other countries that aren't as strict as us who might not have these kind of rigid testing laws that they might just go ahead and administer a vaccine to people in their areas and their countries. But here, we gotta wait. So, that being said, don't be surprised if all of a sudden, after the November elections are said and done, that's when this thing starts to die down. Kind of interesting how all that correlates, huh? It corresponds with each other. But anyway, I usually do a spiritual talk whenever I come on here, but this struck me as kind of strange, this whole situation with this coronavirus and all these different weird coincidental sequences of events. I just thought I'd speak on it. Anyway, hope you're doing well. Hope this thing isn't really affecting your life or having that great of an impact upon your life and your existence as it is other people. And just do what you can do to be safe. Have faith. And thank you for listening. Subscribe to the Spiritology Television Network on YouTube. And share the link. Urge others to subscribe. God bless.